Cheesy the Podcast, presented by Just Cheesy Productions.
Hi there, I'm your host, Fondue. In this week's episode, we're talking all about green cheese.
Ew, green.
We're talking new cheese, old cheese, moldy cheese, and we're going to talk about March Madness cheese style. And of course, no episode would be complete without our very famous cheesy joke.
Yeah, joke.
Stay tuned for episode 70, Green Cheese, on Just Cheesy, the podcast. So cheesy, if I use the term green cheese, what do you think of first?
The color green?
I did too. But technically, the phrase is not commonly used to describe the color of a cheese, according to Wikipedia.
Really?
Green cheese is a fresh cheese that's not thoroughly dried or aged.
Whoa.
It's usually white in color, round in shape.
Okay.
And this reference goes all the way back to 1542 in the Oxford English Dictionary.
Holy cow.
They say here that it's not green because of color, but for newness or under-ripened state.
Wow.
And the whey is not half pressed out of it yet.
I wish there was green cheese.
Don't be disappointed because we have actually found quite a few different green cheeses.
Yay.
In honor of St. Patrick's Day, which was last Friday,
Yeah.
we're going to help you build your very own green cheese board.
Yeah.
First up, we have, and again, you know how this goes. This is going to be an
no.
interesting pronunciation, but we've got a cheese called Cherni Vit,
Oh boy.
or Cherni Vit.
Oh no.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
You should be.
It's from Bulgaria. Sorry, Bulgarians.
Yeah, sorry.
I have not personally tasted this cheese, and by golly, the picture on the website andreandrive.com looks like something I would probably toss from my own refrigerator.
Yeah, ew.
It looks very, very moldy.
Yeah.
The inside looks really yummy.
Yeah.
And apparently, according to this website, this is a sheep's milk cheese.
Okay.
It's made by Svetlin Dimitrov.
Oh boy.
He spent several years trying to get the conditions right in order to make the cheese.
Okay.
It requires humidity and a soft climate, and apparently wooden boxes are also necessary to make this famous cheese.
Wow.
Sage Derby is made in England,
Okay.
and this is a cow's milk semi-firm cheese.
Yum.
According to cheesemonthclub.com, Sage Derby made it to England sometime in the 17th century.
Ooh.
Many connoisseurs believe it's based on an old recipe for Derby cheese, which originated in Derbyshire,
Okay.
and it's well known for its farming and lush green pastures.
Ooh.
Fresh garden sage is added to traditional Derby cheese curd during the production process.
Yum.
They say that adding sage at this part of the process helps the flavor of the herb to develop as the cheese matures.
Nice.
And this is usually about 1 to 3 months.
Whoa.
And to me, it looks just like a traditional blue cheese, but with green veins.
Yeah, it does.
According to tasteatlas.com, Schabziger cheese
Oh boy.
is from Switzerland. Apparently, this cheese dates as far back as the 8th century
Wow.
when it was made in a monastery.
Whoa.
This cheese is known as Switzerland's oldest brand.
Really?
According to the article in 1463.
1463?
Yeah, 1463.
Wow.
There was a council that met. The locals decided that the cheese should be stamped.
Whoa.
It would have a seal representing the authenticity,
Okay.
the same one that's being used to stamp it today.
Holy cow.
Holy cow is right. The cheese is aged for about 8 weeks. They say lime green, but I'm going to go with more like a jade green maybe, but not in a pretty way.
Yep. Agreed.
It's a cow's milk cheese, and the curds are ground and combined with fenugreek seeds.
Ooh.
Then it's pressed into a small cone, and it's wrapped in silver foil.
Wow.
They say the texture is dry and hard. The flavors are powerful, pungent, and spicy.
Yum.
And apparently in the U.S., it's known as Schabziger.
Really?
According to welshcheesecompany.co.uk, they talk about another Wikipedia-recommended green-colored cheese called Fenni.
Why, Fenni?
But I have to be honest, I'm seeing pictures of this, and it looks yellow, not green.
Yeah.
But it sounds absolutely fantastic.
Yep, it does.
This is cheddar spiked with beer and whole grain mustard.
Ooh.
They say it's a delicious addition to any plowman's lunch.
Yeah, it is.
And it pairs nicely with brown ale.
Yum.
Welsh Cheese Company is not a sponsor.
Nope.
But when they are, the ad will go right here. Have you ever wanted to listen to the web?
Yeah.
Well, Newsly makes that possible.
They do?
They're an all-in-one audio super app for iOS and Android.
Super app.
You can listen to trending articles on the web on topics that you choose and get them read to you in a natural human voice.
What kind of topics?
Sports,
Cheese?
tech, business, science.
Cheese?
I'm sure there's even cheese.
Yay!
They even have an entire section for podcasts.
Are we there?
Of course we are.
Ooh.
It's one of my new favorite podcast apps. They even have digital radio.
Holy cow.
Just go to www.newsly.me to download it free.
Whoa.
Or use the link in the description. If you use the promo code CHEESY, that'll get you 1 month free premium subscription.
Yay, Newsly.
Now, back to the podcast. According to the website Henry Willig or Henri Willig, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
According to this website, there is a cheese from Holland that is made from green pesto.
Ooh.
And boy, is it green.
Yeah, it is.
And from what I've gathered, this is a semi-mature Gouda that has green pesto added to it.
Yum.
According to snowdoniacheese.co.uk, there's a mature cheddar roasted with garlic and herbs that isn't necessarily green, but its wax rind is.
Yeah.
And it's called Green Thunder. It looks delicious.
Yeah, it does.
According to mousetrapcheese.co.uk, there's something called Tintern cheese. It's a Welsh cheddar with shallots and chives.
Yum.
According to blog.murrayscheese.com, there's a cheese called Vermatcha.
Ooh.
This cheese is made with matcha powder kneaded into fresh triple cream.
Ooh.
And even Amazon sells something called Roquefort cheese from Societe Bee. And this one, according to the product description, it's milky white-bodied with emerald green veins.
Ooh, yum.
And it has a well-balanced flavor.
Yummy.
And apparently you can buy a whole foiled half moon, which is 3 pounds, for $84.75.
Nice.
And speaking of moon, you've probably heard the phrase, the moon is made of green cheese.
Yep, I sure have.
Well, this is definitely not true.
Yep.
It is a subject that we covered back in Season 2, Episode 2.
Yeah, we did.
Link is in the show notes, of course.
Of course.
It most likely refers to the similarity in appearance of a new cheese or young cheese, which is round and mottled, and it probably looks a lot like the full moon.
Oh, yeah.
Another likely reference is from a book in 1936 written by John Maynard Keynes, and the book was called The General Theory of Employment, Interest, and Money.
Wow.
It's time for my favorite segment.
This week in cheese.
You've heard of March Madness, right?
Yeah.
On the website culturecheesemag.com, there is an awesome bracket.
Awesome.
And they're calling it Cheese Madness Bracket. The battle for the big cheese.
Ooh.
Voting started back on March 12th on their Instagram stories, and it will go through the rest of March.
Ooh.
And unlike the 100 top cheeses from Taste Atlas, I actually recognize quite a few of these cheeses.
Me too.
We have things like cheddar, brick,
Ooh.
ricotta,
Yum.
mozzarella,
Ooh.
queso dip,
Yep.
cheese curds.
Ooh.
There's even Cheese Whiz on this list. Now, do I think it's going to win?
No.
Probably not, but it's nice to see a few favorites.
Yeah.
A link to their website, which has a link to their Instagram, will be in our show notes this week.
I'm ready for a joke fondue.
You bet, Cheesy. Here we go. What do you get when you take green cheese and divide its circumference by its diameter?
I have no idea.
Moon pie.
What?
Get it?
I don't get it.
It was Pi Day on 3/14,
Oh.
and the moon is made of green cheese. If I have to explain it, it's not funny anymore.
Nope, it's not.
I know, I guess it's not funny,
Nope.
but it is a little bit cheesy. Thanks for listening to Just Cheesy the Podcast.
Thank you.
Episode 70, Green Cheese.
Green cheese.
Be sure to subscribe,
Yep.
rate, and review in any of the podcast players that you listen to.
Yes, please.
And we'd love it if you'd listen to other small pods just like us.
Stay cheesy, everybody.